Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we are going to have our discussion on the upcoming transit of planet Sun, which is going to be changing signs on March 15th. So Sun, which is currently transiting in the sign of Aquarius, but once it's going to enter the sign of Pisces on March 15th, trust me friends, the kind of upheaval and the kind of chaos we are facing right now in terms of the global events which have recently taken place, that transit or this transit of Sun can be seen as a harbinger of good news, or this transit could actually bring some sort of relief as well. So now friends, not only from the perspective of the time when Sun is going to enter the sign of Pisces, during its stay in the Pisces, but also once it's going to complete its transit, because after the Pisces sign on April 13th and in between the 13th and the 14th, once Sun is going to enter the sign of Aries, which is the sign of exaltation of Sun. So a well-placed Rahu will be waiting for the Sun over there. So the point which I'm trying to make over here is that there is a lot which is riding on this upcoming transit of the planet Sun. So I will start taking up it one by one. So now when I say from the global events perspective, so definitely friends, like the way the kind of war situation which is currently taking place in Ukraine and whatsoever is happening between Russia and Ukraine, and the way the West and all other countries are collectively taking actions against it. So the point which I'm trying to make over here is that whenever we talk about anything to do with the ego, anything to do with the leaders getting very kind of very empowered, becoming very reckless, or like anything to do with the point and the extent of dictatorship going haywire. So all of these concerns are always attached with the planet Sun only. And now if you will look at or monitor this upcoming transit of Sun, so Sun is going to enter the sign of Pisces. So friends, try to understand this thing, that when we talk about out of all the 12 signs, it's the Pisces energy only which represents compassion, which represents forgivingness. And here we are not talking about Sun going weak, because you have to understand this thing, that when Sun is going to enter the Pisces sign, this is a sign which belongs to Sun's best friend planet Jupiter only, and from its own sign, like Sun has got the rulership of the Leo sign. So from the Leo, Sun is going to be entering 8th house from its own ruled house of Leo. That's one way of looking at it. And now friends, we cannot even overlook this fact that right now Saturn is very much in a strengthened state. Not only the Saturn, but also the whole planetary concentration has taken place in the Capricorn and in the Aquarius. So because of which, or the ruler of the Pisces, which is 12 places ahead of it, again sitting in the Aquarius sign, which is again energy of collective humanitarianism, philanthropy. So this transit of Sun can actually bring some relief the way the whole situation has escalated right now over the globe. So that is the one thing which I want to say over here, from the perspective of the kind of suffering which the people in Ukraine and all across the world people are like facing because of this ongoing war. Now when we talk about from our personal life's perspective, so definitely friends, like Sun, which is the planet of your ambition, Sun is the planet of your confidence, of courage, of authority figures, of government. And when we talk about Sun's transit to the Pisces sign, so Pisces, which in itself represents compassion, deepest of the water, all the psychics, all the healers, all the fantasy writers, researchers are generally attached with the energy of the Pisces only. So definitely if you are engaged in that specific area of your life, you can fairly see good results coming in. The beauty over here is that Sun in itself is the significator of your confidence, of your ambition and your drive. So Sun's transit in the Pisces sign is definitely going to make you kind of very passionate, very driven towards whatsoever you are trying to achieve right now. Now whether you belong to a service industry, whether you belong to a creative industry, definitely your goals, your drive is definitely going to get very intense during this time when Sun is going to be entering the Pisces sign. And friends, like what is going to be happening over here is that, because briefly when Sun is going to be transiting in the Pisces sign, so now what is going to be happening is that Mercury is briefly going to be staying in the Pisces sign, it's going to be debilitated over there. So generally what happen is that whenever like Mercury transit the sign of Pisces, and if like for example if Venus, which is not very far from it, if Venus is conjunct with it, the debilitation get cancelled. So over here the debilitation of Mercury is not getting cancelled. So like from close to March of 24th till April of 7th is going to be a time when you have to remain very cautious while taking any important business or commercial decisions. And let's say for example, if you're always on the verge of anxiety, or speaking out of the turn, some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunication, so you have to remain a bit cautious during the time when Mercury is going to be conjunct with Sun and it's going to be debilitated in the Pisces sign. So these are the few things, friends, which I wanted to say over here. Definitely when we talk about the Sun's transit, it's not as impactful as the slow moving planets. Like for example, when we talk about the transit of Jupiter, transit of Saturn, transit of Rahu Ketu. But the difference over here is that when we talk about the importance of the slow moving planets, spend a lot more time in one zodiac sign, so that means they take time, but they hold this key to bring a transformation or give you something substantial or pay a foundation to something very concrete, very strong or solid in your life. But let's say for example, if your nature of work is you are a freelance person, you are a self-employed person, you are an actor, a content creator, so Sun's transit in a small span of time can actually trigger some opportunity as well. So from that regard, because Sun in itself is the significator of confidence, so whichever house Sun goes in transit from your ascendant, some heightened sense of confidence, like you can look at it in a way that the spotlight goes in the matters of that house. So basis your aspiration, basis your ongoing dasha, good result, prospects of recognition tend to remain very strong. So that is something, friends, which I just wanted to say as a part of the basic analysis or my viewpoint of this transit of Sun. I'm very much looking forward to that some sort of peace resolution should come out in this ongoing war situation which is taking place, which is actually making all of us very sad, all of us very fearful, because no matter in which part of the world it is happening, we all are connected through the same collective vibes only. So I hope and I'm very much hoping that this upcoming transit of Sun might bring down or tone down the ego or the concerns of the autocratic or dictatorship leadership whichsoever is pushing for this war, and a peaceful resolution should come out very soon. So now, friends, we are going to take our discussion to the next section, and now we will have our discussion customized to all the ascendants. So let's say for example, if your ascendant is Aries, so definitely, friends, for the Aries ascendant natives, Sun has got the rulership of your 5th house, and the 5th house lord is going and getting empowered in the 12th house. Again, friends, you cannot look at this transit as Sun is getting weak. Sun is in the sign of its good friend. Sun is not getting weak. The only concern is that the outgoing and visible flamboyant side of Sun generally gets compromised in the Piscean energy of deepest water, of compassion, of little bit kind of duality kind of energy. So definitely, friends, if your life hovers around the 12th house related matters, you are an artist, you are a creative person, or regarding your education perspective, you are applying for foreign universities, you're already working in the foreign universities, you are a sci-fi writer, anything to do with yoga, with meditation, with spirituality, trust me, friends, for the Aries ascendant native, if in your livelihood, your occupation, in your aspirations, anything to do with yoga, with meditation, with spiritual elevation is getting qualified, this time period can be seen as a very blessed time to kind of experience that sort of spiritual bliss, because 12th house represents all these energies, and 5th house rulership in itself means that 5th house, which is the house of your devotion towards your Ishta Devta, all the mantra recitation, your mastery over the spiritual text, all of that is seen from the 5th house only. So 5th house lord going in the house of moksha, enlightenment, can be seen as a very good sign for spiritual elevation or getting involved in spiritual austerities. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Taurus ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, for your case, this transit can be seen as a good news, because if you will see that sun has got the rulership of your 4th house, and in transit it is going in your 11th house. And I have seen lot many Taurus ascendant native who are in the business of architecture, of home decor, designing, luxury goods and all of that. So if your occupation, your livelihood is attached or involve these kind of entities, so some opportunities, good sign up, meeting influential people, collaboration, all of those things can be foreseen with this transit of the planet sun. And I would also say that, friends, 11th house not only represents your social networking, 11th house also represents your objectives, your goals, your vision, all sort of progress and wish fulfillment. So definitely, if some of the work of yours pertaining to or connected to the 4th house related matters have come to a halt for a long time, they might take a positive leap. The only thing is that briefly from March 24th till April 7th, during that time when Mercury is going to be debilitated in your 11th house, while signing up any important deal, any contract and all of that, and specifically where credibility concerns are there you have to remain bit cautious. But definitely, friends, getting recognition for any of the undertakings and dealings if in your life that involves matters of the 4th house, good recognition can be foreseen. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Gemini ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, in your case this transit can be seen as a very good news, because sun has got the rulership of your 3rd house, and 3rd house lord getting empowered or dignified in the 10th house. That in itself means that the limelight or the sunshine is coming in the matters of your 10th house. So whether you work in the fields of sales, media, marketing, content creation, journalism, or you are a freelance person, you are a self-employed person, so some sort of opportunity, recognition can come your way. The second thing is that, as you know that, friends, like when we talk about 10th house also has to do with our professional endeavors. So let's say, for example, for past long time you have been working hard, but all of your efforts are not reaping good results. During this time you might be able to create good sort of buzz, good sort of noise with your efforts, with your work. So getting recognition, like I would rather say that if you get a chance, this is going to be a very good window of opportunity for you to take the bull by the horn. So I mean to say, like, try to lead, take the lead position during this time for any of your project. Like if you get a chance to give the presentation on the behalf of your team or ask for a leadership role. So this small window of the transit of sun taking place in your 10th house, being your 3rd house lord, can be seen as a very good sign for undertaking or accepting any leadership role or getting recognition for all of the efforts or hard work which you have been doing for the past long time. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Cancer ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, in your case sun has got the rulership of your 2nd house, and in the transit sun is going to be entering your 9th house, so which can be seen as a very good sign. I always say this thing, that whenever there is any combination between the 2nd house and the 9th house, that can be seen as a very auspicious time for giving away your money for some religious, charitable concerns and causes. Trust me, friends, I have even given this example in the last video as well, that how much is the need of luck and good fortune in our life. Many times we always run for the good health or for the wealth, but we undermine the support of the luck which we need in all areas and all spheres of our life. So the point which I'm trying to make over here is that basis your affordability during this time when sun is going to be transiting in your 9th house, doing some charities can be seen as a very good sign of dignifying and like empowering the prospects of your luck, good luck and fortune. The second thing is that definitely, friends, if in your case for long you have been planning for some some sort of vacation, during this time you might get that chance. Or if your occupation, your livelihood is straight away connected with the fields of banking, of travel, business, anything to do with law, with judiciary, you might also get benefited. Even if you are in your own family business, anything to do with art, with creativity, with teaching, lectureship, all those people can definitely get benefited. And I would also say this thing, friends, that just because 9th house also has to do with the, like, a lot many screen screenwriters, authors I meet, I run into, they generally have a very strong empowered ninth house. So yes, if in your occupation, livelihood, ninth house related matters are getting qualified, you are definitely going to get benefited. Apart from the charities, this is also going to be very auspicious time for you to amend your terms with your parents, specifically with your father. Like bring some gift for your father, do and show some loving gesture towards your father, and seek out your father's blessing. That can be seen as a very good upaya or remedy for getting the best result out of this transit of sun taking place in your ninth house. And I would also say that, friends, because in any of your financial undertakings, in any of your important business management, I would say that if there has been some sort of loopholes, some deadlock situation where things are not progressing for a long time, so because of the support of luck during this time, things might take a positive leap in your favor, specifically pertaining to your financial matters. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Leo ascendant natives, so definitely, friends, in your case, your ascendant lord is going to be entering your 8th house, so which can be seen as a little bit like vulnerable sign in this regard, that for anything to do with spirituality, anything to do with meditation, yoga, spirituality, or if your life hovers around the 8th house related matters, dealing in the fields of insurance, revenue, wills, joint resources, crisis management, disaster management, psychological analysis, astrology, occult sciences, if your life hovers around the 8th house related matters, this transit can actually bring some recognition for you guys. The second thing is that, friends, when we talk about briefly when Mercury is going to be in your 8th house, because Mercury is a very important planet for you, it rules your financial dealing and your opportunities. So I would say that, driven by your passion, driven by your emotions, or just to protect or defend your ego, do not take any sudden impulsive decision pertaining to your financial dealings, financial matters, specifically in the window of like from March 24th till April 7th. But apart from that, for any spiritual elevation, insights, epiphanies, this can be seen as a very good time. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Virgo ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, Sun has got the rulership of your 12th house, and in transit, Sun is going to be entering your 7th house. So now, friends, the whole alignment is taking place in this way, that when we talk about the 12th house, that also has got the energies of the compassion, of healing, where in the original Kalpurush Kundli, this is the house which belongs to the Pisces only. And even the 7th house is a house where Sun kind of, his ego gets dissolved. So I would say that no matter what happens, this is going to be time period where you have to be very empathetic towards the needs of your partner. This is not the time for you to act out of ego or try to prove yourself within any of the concerns of the marriage. This is the time when you have to be at the best of your behavior. You have to be very polite, you have to be very empathetic, and you have to be very humble during this time when Sun is going to be entering your 7th house. And I would also say that, let's say for example, if for long you have been going through any of the concerns or differences in the marriage, this can be seen as a small window of opportunity where you will get a chance, and the spotlight and the light is going to come in all those impending differences which needs to be resolved within the marriage. And I would say, friends, like for all those people who are in any sort of mass media profile, in whose case content creation, film business, politics, all those cases are getting qualified, or even if you are in your own business or in any sort of partnership business, I would say that rather than the profits during this time, try to be more concerned towards the needs of the masses. Try to bring out that humanitarian side, philanthropic side, or the community and social awareness side in your offering, in your presentation. So that is the only one thing which I want to say over here. And if this approach or attitude will be opted, trust me, it will kind of benefit you or reward you in a very good way in times to come. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Libra ascendant natives, so friends, definitely in your case, Sun has got the rulership of your 11th house, and in transit, Sun is going to be entering your 6th house. So definitely, friends, this is a very ripe and very prime time for all those people in whose case 6th house related matters are getting qualified. side. If you are in any of the medical industry, service industry, fitness industry, you are a lawyer, anything to do with the arbitration, so I would say that all these people can actually get benefited, like, because 11th house energy coming straight to your 6th house means limelight, spotlight, recognition is coming in the matters of your 6th house. Along with that, friends, in your daily work life, whether you are on a mid management, you are on a top management, you have just started up your job, try to remain very compassionate, very empathetic regarding the matters of your daily work life and the way you relate with the people, specifically while dealing with your juniors, with your subordinates. And trust me, this approach and this attitude will very beautifully get rewarded in times to come. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Scorpio ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, Sun has got the rulership of the 10th house, and in transit Sun is going to be entering your 5th house. So this can be seen as a very good sign, friends, because like the way I always say this thing, that whatsoever transformation in our profession which takes place, all of those answers we generally get from the 5th house only. So if you are in that stage of your life, you are asking for any new role or anything to do with the trying out some new ventures and all of that, or you are a jobless person, you're applying for different job openings and all of that, so some good insights, good recognition, good opportunity, new job offer, all those things can materialize. Along with that, friends, if your occupation, your livelihood is straight away connected with the 5th house related matters, anything to do with speculation, with stock market, with artistic and creative endeavors, all those people can also get benefited. And friends, I always say this thing, that 5th house energy is very recreational, it's a very enjoyable energy as well. So definitely during this time, a good time spent with your partner, for romantic liaisonship and all that can be foreseen. Just try to remain a bit cautious of this thing, just because very soon, as you know, that Mercury is going to be debilitated in the 5th house only. So whatsoever you want to do, in order to impress your partner, in order to impress your date, go only to that extent which you can afford. Just to outshine, just to impress, do not burn a hole in your pocket. That is the only thing which I want to say over here. Moving ahead, friends, now for all these Sagittarius ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, Sun has got the rulership of your 9th house, and in transit it is going to be entering your 4th house. So now, friends, whether your occupation, your livelihood is connected with the 4th house related matters, anything to do with construction, with real estate, buying and selling of luxury vehicles and all of that, so some sort of gains, recognition, suddenly a local publication doing an article on you, people praising you for your work, for your services, for your offering, all of that can be foreseen. Whether you are in your family business, like this, in your nature of work, in your occupation, in your livelihood, your father has an important say, so definitely the support of your father or the blessings or the support of luck can help you. Another way of looking at this transit is that, friends, 4th house also tells about our domestic happiness and bliss. So I would say during this time, if in your life you are in that situation where you have to arbitrate or some sort of differences are going within the family members, so I would say always take the advice of your elderly family members. And also, friends, some sort of travels can also materialize during this time, because 9th house energy is coming in your 4th house, and I would say that during this time, like if you actually want to do any redecoration of your home, you want to put up a holy symbol or any that holy symbol or painting on your walls, or like trying to do kind of what do you call that, the typical vastu resetting of your home, so you can also consider doing all those things as well. Moving ahead, friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Capricorn ascendant natives, so friends, in your case, definitely, as you can fairly see, that Sun has got the rulership of your 8th house, and Sun is going to be transiting right over there in your 3rd house. So friends, when we talk about this kind of alignment and energy, this can be seen as a good sign in this way, that you will definitely empathize and be at your best behavior in order to solve the problem of the people around you, whether this could be your junior, your subordinate, your friend, your neighbor, or this could be your younger siblings. So being very compassionate, being very empathetic towards the concerns of people around you, regarding that front, this can be seen as a very good energy. The second thing is that, friends, as you can fairly see that briefly, when Mercury is going to enter over here, like from March 24th till April 7th, so that is going to be time that it's one thing to try to solve and help people, but you should not burn your own hands while doing that. So try to refrain from speaking in any confrontational situation or signing up or lending money to someone during this time when Mercury is going to be debilitated in your third house, and while expressing yourself in any sort of whether confrontational situation or while if in your nature of work, like like content creation, social media handling, YouTube content creation, if all that is an integral part of your nature of work, so try to remain very cautious while commenting on any politically sensitive, any religiously sensitive situations and all. And friends, as you know this thing that when we talk about sun has everything to do with the recognition, with the limelight, with the fame prospects. So definitely if you are a freelance person, you are an artist, you are a creative person, sunshine, limelight is coming in your third house. And even when we talk about whether you talk about people in the fields of occult, spirituality, or even people who are in the business of films and all of that, because even acting has everything to do with the psychology only. So some sort of recognition can also come your way because sun is transiting right over there in your third house. So because of your skill, because of the work which you have been doing or you have been creating, some sort of recognition can also get promised if your dashas are also promising that. Moving ahead, friends. Now for all the Aquarius ascendant natives, so friends, in your case sun has got the rulership of your 7th house and is going to get dignified in your 2nd house. So definitely friends, during this time pay heed to what your partner has to say, specifically in the matters of your financial management. The second thing is that friends, when we talk about the 2nd house has everything to do with our speech, the way you express yourself, how much grounded and rooted you are towards defending your tradition, defending your values. So definitely friends, like this is definitely going to be time when many Aquarius ascendant natives can easily get provoked when being talked or being put forth in any sort of religious discussion, in any sort of cultural or spiritual or religious discussion. So try to remain a bit cautious and be on guard to your emotions, to your feelings. The second thing is that definitely if in your case, if public speaking is a very important integral part of your livelihood, whether you work in the fields of mass media, you are a politician, you are an actor, so try to because this is going to be time when everyone is going to be paying heed to you. So the way you project yourself, the way you present yourself, that is definitely going to be in the public's eye, in the public scrutiny. So try to express yourself bit rationally rather than getting swayed by your emotions. And definitely if in your case, like anything to do with the financial management, like if you have your own business, you are in any sort of your family business, your parents, your father has an important say in your livelihood, so all those people can definitely get benefited. Some sort of recognition might come your way, some new opportunity in the matters of your financial dealings. And lastly friends, if you want to understand the results for all the Pisces ascendant natives, so definitely friends, in your case the 6th house lord is coming straight to your 1st house. So that in itself means friends that whether you like it or not, whether by default your nature is very kind, very cooperative, very helpful or not, but this is going to be time period when other people will come to you with their problems. So try to remain as compassionate, as empathetic as you can. As you know this thing friends, that when we talk about the energy of sun, which has everything to do with the recognition, so try to understand this thing. Do not get confused. Sun here is not in Libra. Sun is not debilitated. Sun's energy is getting kind of taking more of the shape of the empathy and plight of other people. It is taking up the shape of emotions and empathy rather than its egocentric needs, which is the true nature of sun. So I mean to say, if you will be at your best behavior in solving the problem of other people, it is at the end of the day is going to enhance your own image only. And definitely friends, if you are a salaried professional, you work in corporate job and all of that, and if you have been working hard, so some recognition might also come your way and you might get rewarded because of the hard work which you have been putting forth from the past some time during this transit of sun right over there in your 1st house. So that is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this upcoming transit of the planet sun in the Pisces sign. For further more updates and notifications on the divine signs of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.